From the Hindu Kush to the Rockies, a journey from Kabul to Colorado in community-led transformation, a memoir of resilience, advocacy, and transformation by Humayun Milad. Episode 29, Social Peacebuilding in Afghanistan. Afghanistan's history has been shaped by cycles of conflict, displacement, and political upheaval. Yet beneath the surface of these struggles lies a profound and enduring effort toward peacebuilding, one that is deeply rooted in local traditions, community-led initiatives, and the resilience of Afghan society. While national and international peace efforts have often focused on high-level negotiations and formal agreements, true peace in Afghanistan has always been cultivated at the grassroots level, where communities navigate conflict through dialogue, reconciliation, and collective action. For centuries, Afghan communities have relied on traditional mechanisms of conflict resolution, such as jirgas and shuras, to mediate disputes and restore harmony. These informal councils, composed of respected elders and local leaders, have served as pillars of social stability, ensuring that conflicts, whether over land, resources, or interpersonal grievances, are resolved through consensus rather than prolonged hostility. Unlike formal legal systems, which often impose rulings without addressing underlying tensions, Afghan grassroots peacebuilding efforts prioritize relationship restoration, ensuring that disputes do not fracture communal bonds, but instead lead to strengthened trust and cooperation. However, Afghanistan's grassroots peacebuilding efforts extend beyond traditional dispute resolution. Over the years, local communities have developed innovative approaches to fostering social cohesion, rebuilding trust, and preventing violence, particularly in regions affected by prolonged instability. Women's networks, youth-led initiatives, and intertribal dialogues have emerged as powerful forces for peace, challenging the notion that reconciliation must be dictated by political elites. These efforts demonstrate that peace is not simply the absence of conflict. It is the presence of inclusive dialogue, equitable resource distribution, and shared community responsibility. The role of local leadership in peacebuilding. One of the most defining aspects of Afghanistan's grassroots peacebuilding efforts is the role of local leadership in shaping reconciliation processes. In many rural areas, formal governance structures have limited reach, leaving communities to rely on local leaders, religious figures, and informal councils to mediate disputes and prevent violence. These leaders do not operate within rigid institutional frameworks. Rather, they navigate the complexities of Afghan society through trust, negotiation, and cultural legitimacy. Unlike externally imposed peace initiatives, which often struggle to gain traction due to their detachment from local realities, community-led peacebuilding efforts are deeply embedded in Afghan traditions and social structures. Local leaders understand the historical grievances, tribal affiliations, and interpersonal dynamics that shape conflicts, allowing them to craft solutions that are not only practical but also culturally acceptable. Their ability to mediate disputes without external interference has been instrumental in preventing localized conflicts from escalating into broader instability. Women and youth as agents of peace. While traditional leadership structures have historically been dominated by elders and male figures, women and youth have increasingly played a transformative role in grassroots peacebuilding efforts. Afghan women, despite facing systemic barriers to formal political participation, have long been key mediators in family and community disputes, using their influence to de-escalate tensions and foster dialogue. In recent years, women-led peace initiatives have gained momentum, advocating for inclusive reconciliation processes that address the root causes of conflict rather than merely its symptoms. Similarly, Afghan youth, many of whom have grown up in the shadow of war, have emerged as critical voices in peacebuilding, challenging cycles of violence, and advocating for education, economic opportunities, and inter-community collaboration. Youth-led initiatives have focused on bridging divides between ethnic and tribal groups, ensuring that future generations do not inherit the unresolved conflicts of the past. Their engagement in peace dialogues, social activism, and community-driven development projects has demonstrated that grassroots peacebuilding is not confined to traditional leadership. It is a collective effort that requires the participation of all segments of society. Challenges to grassroots peacebuilding. Despite the resilience of Afghan communities, grassroots peacebuilding efforts face significant challenges, many of which stem from political instability, security threats, and external interference. In regions affected by ongoing conflict, local peace initiatives are often disrupted by armed groups, political factions, or external actors seeking to influence governance structures. The presence of competing interests, whether from warlords, insurgent groups, or foreign powers, has made it difficult for communities to sustain long-term peace efforts, as external agendas frequently override local priorities. Additionally, economic hardship and resource scarcity have exacerbated tensions, making peace-building efforts more complex. In many cases, conflicts arise not solely from political disputes, but from competition over land, water, and economic opportunities. Without equitable resource distribution and sustainable development, peace remains fragile, as communities struggle to balance immediate survival needs with long-term reconciliation efforts. Another challenge is the disconnect between grassroots peacebuilding and national-level policies. While local communities have developed effective mechanisms for conflict resolution, their efforts are often overlooked or undervalued in formal peace negotiations, which tend to focus on elite-driven agreements rather than the realities of everyday Afghan life. Bridging this gap requires greater recognition of grassroots initiatives, ensuring that local voices are not only heard, but actively integrated into national peace strategies. Lessons learned and the path forward. Afghanistan's grassroots peace-building efforts offer valuable lessons for sustainable reconciliation, demonstrating that peace cannot be imposed from above. It must be cultivated from within. The success of local initiatives has shown that trust, inclusion, and cultural legitimacy are essential components of lasting peace, and that solutions must be tailored to the specific needs and histories of Afghan communities. Moving forward, strengthening grassroots peace-building requires investment in local leadership, economic stability, and participatory governance. Efforts to empower women and youth, integrate traditional dispute resolution mechanisms with modern governance models, and ensure equitable resource distribution will be critical in preventing future conflicts and fostering long-term stability. In this memoir, I explore Afghanistan's grassroots peace-building journey, highlighting the voices, struggles, and successes of communities that have worked tirelessly to rebuild trust, resolve disputes, and create pathways for sustainable peace. It is a testament to the resilience of Afghan society, proving that even in the face of adversity, the foundations of peace can be strengthened through dialogue, inclusion, and collective action. We'll continue this story in the next episode, so stay tuned.